So hello. For this video, I'll talk and probably ramble a bit about assessment and how assessment will work, as far as I'm aware at this point, when we are completing assessments, tests online. So as you're aware, your first online test is coming up shortly, and I still, like I mentioned before in an early video, have a lot of unanswered questions regarding how eventually I'll be giving a grade in any of these courses. And I'll touch upon some of those things. Right now, one thing I think the most important thing for you to be aware of is that your test that's coming up shortly will not be graded in the same way that it would have been if it was a test in class, or compared to a previous unit test we've done. By that I mean, if you get full marks on it, I will not put into my marks program as being 100%. It is, if whatever your mark on it is, it's your percentage mark will not be what I put in as if it's any other test, which probably leads you to a very good question, which is, how will I assess this? What will I do with that mark? Because I will have a mark from everyone. What will I do with that mark? Well, my answer is I don't entirely know. It means something. Like I said, an online test gives me some evidence. It's not nearly as valid as something in class. I'm very aware that I'm not invigilating your test. I'm not watching you do it. I'm extremely aware of what that entails and what that means. But the test means something to me, but it's not the same as something done in class. So, I will never feel comfortable giving someone a high mark on a test that I'm not there to see having been completed. And I think it's difficult for anyone to argue with that. In fact, personally, I'm hoping that by the end of this semester, these courses are going to be graded in a different manner. I'm hoping I will not be giving a percentage as if this was a normal semester. There's nothing normal about this semester. So I'm hoping that I will not be having to grade you in terms of report cards in a normal manner. Personally, I would feel very comfortable if we switched to a pass-fail method for this semester. I feel comfortable, with online assessment, determining if someone has met a minimum standard to pass, to receive credit. And the same way I feel comfortable to state if someone has not met that standard and therefore fail. I don't really feel comfortable thinking that any assessments that are done completely online without me being able to invigilate any aspect of it can warrant anything much beyond that. And so, like I said, I still have a lot of uncertainties, but I need to start assessing. I need to start trying these things, and I need you to show me in some manner, what you know so far. And so when it comes to reporting, in terms of a report card, I will definitely put more weight into assessments that I saw in class. However, I'm also very aware that a course is a progression. As I tell people in class all the time, I really don't care about your mark on any one given test. What I care about is growth. I care about progression through a course. And, I know a lot of you are hoping, are expecting, are planning on building upon your struggles and your successes earlier on. And by that, I mean, you're assuming that you will be able to demonstrate a better understanding of concepts by the end of the course. And so I don't want to put everything on the few assessments I gave in the first 6-7 weeks before spring break, but they are definitely more valid in my mind. I know you wrote them. I know I was there. And so going forwards, like I said, your score on this test will mean something. How exactly I'll use it, I haven't yet decided. You need to realize that in terms of a report for a report card, if as time goes on, I have to give a percentage as if this is a normal semester, which again, I don't feel entirely comfortable with, but I don't make the rules. Then, I will focus on a mark that I think best, demonstrates what I've seen. So, for example, expect, percentages to be rounded to the nearest 10. I'm not going to be putting marks like 74% on a report card at this point. I mean, that implies that I have a lot of, evidence that I can feel pretty confident with that means something. Again, when everything's done online, I don't have that confidence about how much this means. And so it's a lot of uncertainties. But if I wait, until I have all the answers, the semester could be over, or, we could waste too much time. And so for you, the most important thing is, like I always say, don't focus on marks. If ever there was a time in your academic career to really abide by that idea of focusing on learning, not your marks, this would be it. My focus over these coming weeks and months is to continue to give you opportunities to learn this course as best as I feel you can. And so that should be your focus. Your focus should be to try to make the most of this time to learn this material as well as possible so that you are prepared for what comes next. And that should drive everything. Your marks should not drive you going forwards. And if that is your outlook on things, then I think this semester you can be quite successful this semester. But like I said, your grade on any online assessment will mean something. And what exactly I'll do with it and exactly how I'll weigh it, I can't really say until first I see how it compares to our previous work and how it compares to other online assessments I'll give. And until we really, like I said, the only time I really care about a mark in the course is at the end of the course. I have to give a mark. I have to give a grade for your term 1 report card. And so I will. But I'm hoping by the end of this semester, there's a different protocol in place. Because if it turns out that 2/3 of this semester are taught online, which is probably going to happen, I don't see how I can give a percentage in the usual sense. Like I said, there's nothing business as usual about this semester. And so I'm hoping that eventually is reflected in our reporting. And who knows, maybe come June, there will be opportunities for small groups of students to come into the school to write assessments that I can actually invigilate. Again, so many unknowns we have. But again, like I mentioned before, I can't just keep waiting till I know. We could very well never have a clear answer to these things. And we like everything else, we have to make the most with what we have. And so again, to finalize, moral of the story. Focus on being as prepared as possible for a test. Really no different than any other semester. And don't focus on the grade in itself. All right. So with that said, weird times we're living in. So not surprisingly, that reflects in how, things will be assessed. All right. Thank you.